which is, for those of you who haven't been following along at home, rapidly becoming my new passion and the new thing that I'll be doing here in the online space and in my real world as well. So it's very exciting. Keep an eye out. Because of that, because I've done this little pivot, I have been very, very busy and not jumped on my stream, which I meant to do earlier in the week. So I thought, well, what do I talk about today? What can we have a quick little chat about? It has to be quick because I've got another meeting to get to as soon as I finished here. And I thought, well, actually, I know control. So many of us don't make decisions to move forward because we're frightened and because we think we know what will happen. We don't, so i.e. we think people will judge us. So we want to control our environment in a way that means we stay in that little square space. Could be round if yours doesn't have to be square. But we stay inside our little walls of confinement where we think we're safe because we're frightened. And for us, that feels much better. But the reality is we don't have control over a lot of things in our lives. We think we do. But, you know, any day now the weather could change. It probably will. It won't be sunny, I'm sure, one day soon. I know that's going to happen, actually. So the only thing that, what is one of those sayings? The only thing that is predictable is change, for example. So things are going to change. But getting back to control, we spend so much of our time trying to control the way we run our lives, the way people see us, and that's often one of the most destructive things that stops us moving forward and doing things. And as a result, we get stuck and we never really live to our full potential. And we also get comfortable. And I know that's almost a bad word in many circles, and I think it almost should be to a degree. I think, like, I certainly love being comfortable. Who doesn't love sitting down with a glass of wine and having a chat with your family, your friends, and just feeling comfortable? It's like, that's nice. But if we live our life always just being comfortable, we never actually achieve anything. We don't live to our full potential. We don't explore those dreams. They stay in our heads because we don't want to get uncomfortable because we're frightened. We want to stay in a controlled environment where we know what will happen. You know, something I realise my mic's up here. So I'm not very good at controlling the things I can control, i.e. where my mic is. So that was probably all very quiet. I'm sorry about that. So many years ago, one of the things that Simon and I decided to change was how we eat and what we eat. Like there's some things we can control, and what we do with our bodies. Like that's also something we control. But just going back to the food bit for a minute, we decided to start eating our main meal in the morning because logically it made sense to us to eat most of your calories before you start your day and you do all your energy things, rather than at the end of the day before you get into bed, where you're just going to sleep and you don't need that many calories to sleep, as far as I know. So to us that made sense. So it would have been, I've seen Natasha's 20, so it's over 20 years ago that we started eating like that. So most days we will have a main meal type of food in the morning, the same sort of things that you have at night time. We have for what you would call breakfast, and at night time, well, mostly I have this like a porridge, a seed porridge, which is really yummy. So we have whatever you would normally have in the morning, we have it at night. So this tends to be a lighter sort of meal, more breakfasty kind of food, although we also try and steer away from carbs, and too many people's breakfasts are carbs. Now I'm getting on a rant. The point being, it was something that we could change, and as humans, we're very good at saying, this is the way it's always been done, or at least in my life. This is the way things have always happened. Breakfast happens like this, lunch happens like that, dinner happens like this, and it happens at this time, blah, 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 blah. They are things you can change. So a lot of the large things in our life, we can't change. Can't change things in your in your you can't change when you die, can't change when you're born. Those things just happen, and you can't control. That's probably the word I should be looking for. You can't control so many things. There are a lot of things that are outside of our control. So things will happen to us. We can't change that, but we can put ourselves into the healthiest place to be confronted by things we can't control that might just happen to us, I suppose is a better way to put it. So by us saying, hey, examining some of the things in our lives that we can change, the reason that we're doing them, well, it's just the way it's always been done. Do we want to keep doing it the way it's always been done? Well, sure, sometimes it's perfectly fine. But if we wanted to change it and we can think of logically a reason for us personally that it's a good idea to change, just like the way we changed the way we eat, then why not? If you think that's going to be better, experiment with it. Do something different. You don't have to be just like everyone else. Did we get some pushback? Yes. Do we still get pushback? Yes. Even from my family. It's like, oh, well, we're going to invite you for dinner, but we know you don't do dinner like everyone else. Well, guess what? When people invite us for dinner, we just have 2 dinners in a day. Wow. It's not the end of the world. If people come and stay at our house, then our breakfast tends to be more bigger breakfast meals. So there might be omelettes or, pancakes or something that you would think of as a breakfast food. Unless our guests are more adventurous like us, then we'll just do what we do and they will join along. So, it's not the end of the world. You don't have to be just like everyone else. You can change. And the menu thing, the food thing is just an example. What things are you doing in your life right now that you just always done that way? You grew up that way. Everyone in your friends, your family, society do that. Is it serving you? Are they things that you want to keep doing? If not, change them. It is. These are things that you do have control over. There's so much in life, as I was trying to allude to, maybe not very well earlier, that we don't have control over. But look at the things you do. Are some of those not serving you? And are you only doing them because you always have? You're only doing it that way because you always have. Maybe there are even things that you're doing because you've always done them, but actually you don't need to do them at all. They can just be removed. You don't even need to change how you do it. You can just take it away because you know it, or you'll be healthier, happier, whatever, without it. Or maybe things are fine for you as they are. But I would just suggest take them out of the closet, take them out of the cupboard, examine them in the light, make a decision then. Who knows? You might discover a whole new path that you want to go on. You might discover that you feel happier, healthier, and have more energy every day if you adopt a new way of doing something you've always done. Anyway, that's my little rant for today. I will possibly be back tomorrow. We'll see. I'm in the middle, as I said, of changing from Social Mojo over to Fit Mind, Fit Body, getting a website made and all sorts of other coolness, and we'll have a podcast going live in the next couple of weeks as well. So there's lots happening. And tomorrow's a run day. So I tend to get a little crazy on a run day where I have to fit everything in because I take a lot of my morning up when I'm doing running and my various tasks and things I have to do because I'm in town. Anyway, have an awesome day. Thank you for being here. If you want to talk about anything, let me know. I'm here. I love a chat. And I'll talk to you soon. Ciao.